Welcome to a quick overview of Foodworks Online Professional. In this video, I will be covering the basics of Foodworks Online Professional to help you get started. In this video, I will discuss the Workspace Dashboard, the sample workspace, steps to create a new workspace, how to modify the workspace settings, and also how to create a resource or a client. Let's get started. When you log in, you will be presented with your Workspace Dashboard, which displays all of the workspaces you have access to. You can think of a workspace as being a folder to store your data, such as foods, recipes, clients, and meal plans. If you are familiar with Foodworks 10, a workspace is just like a database. When you log in for the first time, you automatically have access to an example workspace called Sample Workspace. This workspace contains samples of clients and resources for you to explore if you like, before creating your own. If you can't see the sample workspace on your Workspace Dashboard, you can add it when creating a new workspace. To create a new workspace, click the Create Workspace button in the top right corner of the Workspace Dashboard screen, and then choose your new workspace name and color. I'll write in Example Workspace and select green for the color. If you wish to create the sample workspace, just tick the sample workspace box. For now, I'm going to create my own, so I will leave this box unticked. After typing a name for your workspace and selecting a color, click the Create button. Now that you've created the workspace, you've been placed in your new Workspace Settings section. On the General tab of your Workspace Settings, you can change the name and color of your workspace and add a description if you like. In the Nutrients and Components tab, you can enable and disable nutrients for your workspace. Keep in mind that changing the enabled nutrients will affect all of the users and the resources in your workspace and may also result in changes to nutrient calculations. On the Reference Measures tab, you can edit the type of reference measures for your workspace. By default, metric reference measures are enabled. On the Data Sources tab, you can enable and disable the data sources for your workspace. This will affect the reference foods you can select when creating resources. On this tab, you can also read details about each data source. If you are in a Foodworks Online organization with more than one user, you can share your workspaces with another user in the Workspace Management tab. When you share your workspace, that other user will see the workspace when they log in on their Workspace Dashboard. You can use this function to collaborate on resources such as recipes and meal plans. On the side navigation bar on the left side of your screen, you can go to the Resources section, the Client section, or back to the Workspace Settings section. In the Resources section, you can create a food, recipe, or meal plan that is accessible anywhere in the workspace. In the Client section, you can create a client and use the foods, recipes, and meal plans you made in the Resources section, or you can create foods, recipes, meal plans, 24-hour recalls, and food records that are specific to the client. I'll now go to the Resources section and use the New button in the navigation pane to make a new food. And then I'll call it Example Food and click Save. You can now see that the food has appeared in the navigation pane. To create a recipe or meal plan instead, simply select these options from the New drop-down. Once these resources are created, they are accessible anywhere in the workspace. We will go over creating each resource in more depth in a later video. Now I'll go to the Client section and use the New button to create a client. I now have a space to record the profile details, diet history, and biometrics of the client, as well as their goals. We will go over clients in a bit more detail in another video. Now I can go back to the Workspace Settings section via that side navigation bar and back to the Workspace dashboard by clicking the Foodworks Online logo at the top left of the screen. You could also navigate back to the Workspace dashboard by clicking on the Workspace drop-down in the top bar and then selecting View All Workspaces. Here you can see that my workspace is now stored in the Workspaces table, and I can refer back to all of my work by simply clicking that workspace to open it. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video helps you get started with the new Foodworks Online Professional. To access more video resources, please click the thumbnail on this screen. I'll see you in the next video.